All right, we're with Nate Chau, class of 2018. Nate, good to see you wearing the Jaguar polo. Looking good on you. Look like you can still play.
I don't know about that one. I don't think the body could take that one. But yeah, I had to pull this out of the closet earlier today and was like, yeah, this is nostalgic for me. This is awesome.
You're one of the more newer Jaguars. You've been around some of the other guests tonight from back in the day. What does it mean to you to be part of Jefferson family, to be part of this documentary and the history of Jaguar football?
Yeah. I think something like this just reminds me of how much bigger it was than the 4 years that I played here, and getting to see that, this is a program that has a lot of history. And I think that's something that's been really cool. And I knew that at the time, but I think one reason I'm really excited to watch this documentary is to see that more fully, of seeing and hearing the stories I've already heard today of just how much this program has changed over time, but also how it's developed some incredible young men to be, weapons out in the world. And so I'm excited to continue to hear more and more, but it's been really cool to see.
I think one of the things that sticks out about Jefferson football through the years are the coaches.
Yeah.
And you played for one of them that has been around for decades, much more than you've been alive,
yes.
Nate. So talk about your head coach, Tim Carlson, and what he has meant to your life.
Yeah. Coach Carlson has been absolutely unbelievable and still continues to be someone I still reach out to and hear from occasionally. He was always someone that I felt like always had the big picture in mind, both with the football game but also with life. He did a great job of putting everything into perspective and making sure he was focusing on training us up to be, incredible fathers, incredible husbands, incredible men in communities to the best of his ability. And he always would talk and preach about things like that, not necessarily always things about football, which I think is super important. And so it was fun to have him on that side of things, and then also just to have him continue to be supporting me as I left Jefferson meant the world. I went to his alma mater, Bethel University, and so that was probably part of it too. But getting to see him around continually has been awesome. I played with his son as well, so that was probably part of it too. And it meant the world. And he was an incredible leader for me in a lot of ways, both on the field and off the field. He led small group discussions for us outside of school with our faith and other things too. And so he left a massive impact on me way outside of football too.
What is it about that Bethel pipeline, especially recently? Is it truly Coach Carlson? Obviously, he's there now at Bethel, but there's just been so many Jaguar players that have gone on not only to be students at Bethel, but also football players there too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been something that's been fun to see over time. I saw Bethel just signed a corner from Jefferson as well. So it'll be really exciting to see how he does there too. I think Coach Carlson played a factor in that for sure, and just hearing his perspective on those type of things. But I saw a lot of similarities with my head coach at the time, Coach Johnson at Bethel, to Coach Carlson. They would even sometimes say some similar things where I would be like, are they, the same person? And so that was a huge draw for me to go to Bethel, as it truly felt like home. And because I think I saw so many similarities with Jefferson here, especially Coach Carlson, and then my coach at Bethel, Coach Jay.
Yes, Coach Steve Johnson, definitely a legend in Division III football as well. Growing up, Nate, when did you know football was a sport that you wanted to pursue, and you eventually wanted to put on that Columbia blue jersey and run out onto the field on Friday nights?
Yeah, I remember, so I don't know if they still do this, but do they do the BAA night at, it's the Jefferson game. So I remember when I was younger, you'd get to go early and be the ones that the varsity team would run through the tunnel with you standing there, and I just remember thinking, these guys are massive, this is so cool, and then getting to stick around for the game was a lot of fun. I was also a ball boy in my 8th grade season for Jefferson too, and so just getting to be a part of it and seeing everything go on around me of again, all these guys that were just massive and that I looked up to, and I just knew that someday I wanted to be there. And so, when that time came, it meant the world and was very surreal. And looking back, it's something that I'm like, I can't believe that happened, because it was such a cool opportunity and one that I don't take for granted.
You were a part of a group of pretty prolific wide receivers during your time, Nate. What made that group obviously so special from just a results standpoint, but it seemed like you guys were very tight off the field as well.
Yeah, we were, and we played a lot of other sports together, which was helpful too. So Joe Hurd was one of those people that you're referencing, Rasmussen, Knutson, all those guys, Montgomery, Manny right under me. Which helps playing basketball. So we see each other all year round. And so that was part of the reason I think we were so tight. But I think in those summer practices where we see each other all throughout the summer and getting to learn from the older group ahead of you was something that was super beneficial, especially for me. Getting to kind of soak in the wisdom of the guys that have been there and done that helped me to try to kind of create my own path and use the skills that they gave me to hopefully do something somewhat similar. They were unbelievable, the guys ahead of me with, Jack DeZiel and Joe Hurd and everybody. They were the ones that definitely paved the way for the offense that we had my senior year to continue to run. And so definitely grateful for all that they did for me. Yeah.
Any funny stories from that wide receiver room that stand out? I'm sure you were not maybe the troublemaker personality type of guy, but was there? Usually, there's a wide receiver that kind of blurs the lines between what you need to be doing on and off the field.
For sure, we definitely like to mess around. I definitely think I remember being just in the meetings before, in camp where it's a lot of time downstairs and putting in installs for the day, and I just remember doing just all the silly stuff like playing hangman and making jokes during film and all that stuff. We had an incredible receiver coach and coach, Jimmer Johnson. He was awesome and someone I still talk to regularly today. Huge mentor of mine, and it was so fun to just feel like I could connect with a coach like that, even though he was in a superior role to me, but being able to feel like I was truly a brother to somebody like that meant the world. And so, I remember the times in the weight room singing to the songs. I don't know if our weight staff necessarily loved that, but I would grab like small dumbbells and use those as microphones and jump up on stuff. And so maybe I was a little bit more of a troublemaker than you're giving me credit for. But those are some of my fun memories on that side of things.
What were some of the prevalent songs back? Not too long ago. Again, 2018. You were a senior.
A lot of Chris Brown. I feel like was getting played. A lot of Usher at that time. So definitely me trying to sing higher notes that I'm not capable of singing. So that's why I don't think our wait staff was necessarily too happy with me at times. But those are some of my more fond memories. Yeah.
Any specific games stand out or plays that come to the top of your mind?
Yeah, I think playing Kennedy is something that always is something that I look back on. I remember my junior year was a big one too, because that was the one where it must have rained so heavily before the game. It was a mud bath. You couldn't see people's jersey numbers and all those things. So I'm sure your job in the booth was quite tough that night. And I just remember trying to keep footing. That whole game was just a struggle bus. And Jack DeZiel, who was one of the wideouts with me on that receiver corps, he had a sprained ankle at the time. And so, trying to maneuver as a receiver, it's hard enough. And then you make it all wet. It makes it really, really brutal. So I remember that game a lot. And then my senior year, my last game was at Mankato West, and so that was one that obviously a lot of emotions are brought up when you think about your last game, your last time walking off the field in a Jefferson jersey. And I definitely remember my last play. I was really fortunate where I did catch a touchdown on my last play, which was kind of fun. We were down by a hefty amount, so it didn't necessarily mean anything, but getting to run over to the sideline and see Coach Jimmer, Coach Jay, Smitty was our offensive coordinator at the time too, give them all hugs. It really felt like a last kind of special moment for me.
And you didn't get to the state tournament, but just to get to that section final, your senior year, quite a journey and an accomplishment.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I know our junior year was the year that we thought we had the team to really go deep. That was the year that we just got plagued with injuries, which was really, really tough. Our end of year celebration for the centerpieces of the tables, they were all like crutches and ankle boots and stuff, because that was just the story of our year. It was a lot of fun. In the summer, we played all those 7-on-7 tournaments and games, and we got second at the Vikings one, which meant a lot. We lost to actually my future quarterback, Jaron Rosti at Bethel. He played for Alexandria, and they beat us in the championship game. But just seeing what we were capable of in the summer, that's what made kind of that year a little bit frustrating, is just seeing it not come to the fruition that we necessarily thought. But yeah, it still means a lot that I got to experience all those things. And like we talked about before, Coach Jay, putting everything into perspective, and life's a lot similar to that, where you think you can do certain things and they don't necessarily always work out the way you want to. But I can still look back with a lot of fun memories with that year.